first as Nimai Pandit, then as Vishwambar, and then as Gaura Chandra. So these three phases are there. So first, to understand Lord Chaitanya, the truth about Lord Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami has spoken one verse, which I will recite. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Sharakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Tadati Swaparantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Kodavani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastyatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Ajano lambita bhujo kanakavatato sankirtanaya kapitaro kamalaya daksho vishvamaro jidavaro jugadharma palo vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Karunaya-avataro Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Godadai Pushpavanto Chitro Sando Tamonudo. So I requested this verse because this will be the main verse we'll be discussing. But before this verse, we're not going to repeat this. It's a difficult verse to repeat. No, just for reference. First of all, in the third verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami reveals the truth about Lord Chaitanya. Because without understanding the truth, we cannot understand his form, and we cannot understand his qualities, and we cannot understand his lila. So what is that truth? Yadvaitam Brahmopanishadi. That which is known as Brahman by all the Upanishads. No? That which is Tarapyasya Tanubha. Is Tanubha. Is just the effulgence from the transcendental body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. No? So this is the first truth about Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he dedicates the whole second chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita to explaining how there is no difference between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna. And he gives so many wonderful explanations he gives. No? And so then Ya Atmandarami Purusho Iti Purusho Iti Soswam Shavibhava. Then he says that also from that Supreme Lord comes the Paramatma, no, Antaryami, who is situated in everyone's heart, who is situated in every atom. And that Supreme Absolute Truth, no, is an expansion. No, so Sa Amsha Vibhava, an expansion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Shad Aishvaryai Purno, that person who is complete with all six opulences. That Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Jaiha Bhagavan. No. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sasvayamayam. No. That he is that Supreme Person in every aspect. And beyond those 6 opulences, na chaitanyat Krishna jagati param tattvam param iha. That Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna himself, who is the Lord of the universe, who is the Lord of all the residents of Vrindavan, who is the absolute truth, and there is no truth beyond Krishna and beyond Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is very important. One time Srila Prabhupada was giving class in New Vrindavan, and he referred to this verse that we just recited, and he said, "So you know this verse?" And nobody knew. And Prabhupada said, "I have given Brahman initiation, and you don't know? How will you understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? First you must understand Bhagavatam. Then you can understand Chaitanya Charitamrita." Prabhupada said, although you can hear Chaitanya Charitamrita, but if you want to understand it, you must understand. So when I heard that class, I said, I must know this verse. Otherwise, who am I? No. So this introduces, and this is the subject matter of the 2nd chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So then, the 4th verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita, from the very beginning, is the verse that we have here. Anarpita chirim chirat karunaya vitirno kalo. That anarpita, so much time has passed since the world has been bestowed by someone, so much time that it appears that no other avatar in this yuga can be compared to this one who is Karunayavara. No, he is so merciful. He is so merciful. And he has come to give that mercy in a very special way. Of course, Krishna is always merciful. No. He's all in every incarnation. Even as Matsya, he's merciful. He saves the Vedas and the 7 great sages. He saves them. But there's no rasa. No. What kind of a rasa can you have with a fish? No. Some people have fish in a bowl, no, and they give a little food, but what kind of rasa do you have? No. And kurma, also, no, some people have a turtle, but, how much rasa do you get? No. And then he comes in another animal form, Lord Nrsimhadev. There was more rasa, no, but Nrsimhadev was thinking, Prahlad sees me like his father, but who is my father? No, a pillar. No, how much rasa can you have with a pillar? No. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came back from Gaya, no, he had a little rasa with a pillar. No. He came back, he was coming back, he had just been initiated by Ishwara Puri. He was initiating the Yuga Dharma. No. He was initiating the Yuga Dharma. As he says in this 3rd chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Yuga Dharma Pravartai Mu, Nama Sankirtan. That now the Yuga Dharma for this age is Nama Sankirtan. And therefore, Chari Bhakti Bhavadiya, that Nachai Mu Bhuvana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, therefore, the 4 kinds of bhakti bhava, the 4 kinds of ecstatic emotions toward the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what are those? Dasya-ras, Sakya-ras, Salya-ras, and Madhurya-ras, not Shanta-ras. Shanta-ras is also there in Vrindavan, but it's always imbued with another rasa. It's there. It may be the prominent rasa of the cows, of the trees. No, they're appreciating Krishna, but there must be service. The trees are offering fruits. The cows are licking his transcendental body and giving him pleasure by him being the cowherd boy. No. So he said, I have come to give these 4 things. Just before Kali Yuga, after Krishna had left the planet, he was thinking, I came, I showed my Vrindavan Leela, but everyone is still worshipping me with awe and reverence. And therefore, this was when he said it, and therefore, apani karimu bhakta bhava angikare. Therefore, I will come in the mood of my own devotee, and apani achari bhakti shikhaimu sabari. He said, and I will teach. How do you teach bhakti? He said, by my example, by taking it up myself, by being a devotee. Then they will understand. I came, I showed my Vrindavan pastimes. Only, Prabhupada said, only a few hundred people could really understand who was Krishna. Even Uddhava, he was thinking he was in deep ecstasy. And he was thinking, I think Kamsa is more fortunate than we, the Yadus. I think he's more fortunate. Because we go every day and we see Krishna in the assembly hall, and then we go home. We're taking him at advantage. Krishna, he'll be there tomorrow. But Kamsa was meditating on Krishna 24 hours a day. Therefore, I think Kamsa was more fortunate. This is just ecstasy, of course. Uddhava is millions and millions of times more fortunate. But even by meditating on Krishna in an improper way, Kamsa was killed by Krishna. And if we meditate on Krishna in an improper way, we will be killed by Krishna in the form of death. But because we are performing devotional service, we will be rewarded. And we will again take up our devotional service. But we shouldn't think that's okay. We should think, I must not let one moment go by. Rupa Goswami, he says this is called abhyartha kalatvam. That don't waste one moment. Don't let one moment go by without thinking of Krishna. Krishna in Bhagavad-gita, he tells Arjuna, Yad anushmara yudhya cha. That mam anushmara. First you remember me, then you do what you're doing. So there's two ways we can perform devotional service. One, we can fit devotional service into our schedule. And the other one, we can fit our external activities into bhakti. This is the preferred way, by always remembering Krishna. And how do we always remember Krishna? By rising early in the morning and chanting the holy name. Then by that chanting, our whole day will become Krishna conscious, if we chant properly. Of course, if we chant thinking, when will I finish with this? No, 14, 15, 16. No. Now I can do what I want. No. Prabhupada said in 1987 to the devotees were very neophyte. So he said, just chant 16 rounds and then you can do anything you want. But that was not the ultimate instruction. Some people say, oh, just see, Prabhupada said. No. But that was just instruction to the devotees. They would come to see Prabhupada, hear the lecture after some wild activities all night long. They think, oh, Swamiji will give a hot meal, do a little kirtan, and then go to the donut shop. Across the street, there was a donut shop. So Prabhupada said, it says right there, do not. No, they said donut. He said, do not. No, don't go there. No. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us how to be very Krishna conscious by giving Krishna consciousness to others. This is the Sankirtan movement. This is the essence of this verse. Samadhyahitum, unato jhola rasa. He has come to give something unata ujvala rasa, a very special, brilliant form of rasa, swabhakti priyam, swabhakti shriyam. This is the treasure of my devotional service, the treasure house. The treasure house of all devotional service is to attain this bhakti rasa. And therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Haripurata Sundara Dyuti, he came in this beautiful golden form with Kamala Aksha, with beautiful lotus eyes. And this was described by, in the third Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. He describes the body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his hands, Ajanu Lambito Bujao. His hands are down to his knees. He has a beautiful golden form, and his nose is like a sesame flower, and his beautiful lotus eyes stretch back to his ears, and his teeth are like lines of pearls, and his lips are like red flowers, and everything about him, his lotus feet, the effulgence, all the effulgence that you can find in millions of suns are coming from his lotus feet. So then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, this is not a normal person. He must be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All through the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says again and again, he is the Supreme Personality. Why is he saying that? Because even now, in most people in Bengal, they think, oh, he was a great saint. No, that's why. Sometimes you have to repeat something. Just I was mentioning the other day, one professor I was speaking to and trying to preach to, although he was a little puffed up. He said, Swamiji, why does Prabhupada say so many times, you are not this body? I understand I'm not this body. Why does he say this again and again and again? Why don't you have one book with all the essential teachings? I said, we have so many books. But I see you have a cigarette pack in your pocket. No? I said, yes. Please take it out. Professor, you think, does the Swami want to smoke it? No. So I said, so what does it say on the side? It said, smoking cigarettes may be hazardous to your health. I said, how long have you been smoking? Oh, 20 years, or however, I can't remember what he said. So every time you saw this warning, but you did not follow it. No. You're still smoking. I said, that is why Prabhupada says so many times you are not this body. No. I said, okay, now I understand. So I said, will you stop smoking? I don't know. No. Anyway, at least read Prabhupada's books until you understand you're not this body. Then you will not need to smoke. And he smiled. Okay, I accept. No, not this body. I will hear it so many times. No. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's come in this beautiful form. This form was so beautiful. Narada Muni, just before Kali Yuga, he's Trikalagya. So he said, Kali Yuga is coming. Let me use my Trikalagya potency. I will project myself into Kali Yuga. And he was playing his veena, but nobody was listening. Everybody was absorbed in material activities. So he was very distressed. And let me go see Krishna. I have to find a solution. Otherwise, how will people be saved in Kali Yuga? No. And so Narada Muni went to Dwarka in the spiritual sky. He didn't go to Vrindavan because that would be a distraction. If he went to Vrindavan and told Krishna Kali Yuga, no, Krishna's not interested in Kali Yuga and Vrindavan. Go to where the management is, Dwarka. No, it's like here. No, we have management. Prabhupada said, this is my office. No, this is where we manage. So, but just before he arrived, Rukmini received Krishna, and then she began to massage his lotus feet, and she started crying profusely. And Krishna said, what's wrong? Are you still upset with me? Because I was just joking when I said that you should marry Rukmini. No, I was just joking. No. I mean, Shishupal. I was just joking. No, that's not it, Krishna. But I could tell you, but you won't understand. Krishna said, me not understand? I know everything. No. How can I not understand? So, no, You don't understand the power of your lotus feet and the effect that it has on your devotees. How will I understand? There's only one person that can teach you this completely, Srimati Radharani. She understands more than anyone else. So Krishna thought, yes, I must ask her. But then he thought, if Rukmini cannot explain it to me, how will Radharani explain something even more deeply to me? Now I understand. I must take the mood of Srimati Radharani. I will come and I will take that mood. And just at that moment, he was meditating. Krishna was in ecstasy, meditating on how he will take the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Narada Muni came in, and he looked very sad. Krishna said, he got up, he welcomed him, offered respects, and embraced him. Rukmini offered arati. Said, Narada, what is wrong? I just saw Kali Yuga. Everyone is condemned. There's no hope. What will we do? And Krishna said, I've got it all figured out. I'm going to come in a very special form, in a beautiful form with a golden, and as he began to speak, he transformed into Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Narada Muni saw it, and he was overwhelmed with the transcendental bliss. He could not speak. He was simply in awe, and just seeing this effulgence. He couldn't even look. There was so much effulgence from that golden, beautiful form, he could not even look. And then finally, Krishna took his form of Krishna, Dwarka Krishna, and he said, then Narada Muni could see him again. Now, I want you to go and inform all the demigods that they must come. They must come. I am going to come in this beautiful form. And then he reminded Narada Muni that one time you went to Lord Shiva and you gave him Mahaprasadam. And he began to dance in ecstasy. And he was dancing so much that the whole three worlds began to tremble. Maybe there was an earthquake at that time. But anyway, so then your wife came and she said, what are you doing? What's happening? Not time for universal destruction. And he said, oh, I'm sorry. I just had Mahaprasadam. She put a very serious look on her face. You didn't save any for me? You say I am your better half? This is just lip service. I'm your better half, no Maha for me. I will go to Lord Vishnu and I will demand his Mahaprasadam. And at that time, Lord Narayan appeared. He said, my dear Bhavani, don't worship. Don't worry. When I will come in a very special form. What is that form? Jagannath. And I will give you all my Mahaprasadam. It will all come, and then you can give to the devotees. But there's one problem. No. That only those who go to Jagannath Puri will get that prasadam. Therefore, I will come in Kali Yuga in a very special form. And I will take the Mahaprasadam of the holy name and give it to everyone. So then Shiva and Parvati became very happy to hear this. So these are different ways in which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. But there are two principal ways. What I just described, he said, I will come and teach devotional service. But the main reason he came was because Advaitacharya was, he was seeing, he was experiencing the bliss of chanting the holy name with Srivas, with Haridas, but everyone else was materialistic. The only time they would say Govinda was when it was part of some mantra, or Krishna or Govinda. No. They had they would stay up all night and worship Chandi. But then they would criticize Srivas when he stayed up all night chanting Hare Krishna. And one day the Brahmins, actually the Muslims were not the problem. The problem was the Brahmins. The Brahmins came to the house of Srivas, said, we cannot sleep. We cannot do our Chandi worship because you're chanting so loudly. If you don't stop this, we will break down your house and throw it into the Ganga. Srivas was very distraught. He and his brothers and other devotees went to Advaita Acharya. And they said, this is what the Brahmin said. Advaita looked very serious. He said, only the Supreme Personality of Godhead can alleviate the situation. And they said, but you are the Supreme Person. He said, yes, but this only Krishna can solve this. I am his expansion, but only. Sometimes Advaita would take this mood, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sometimes, but Advaita generally he was acting as a devotee. So sometimes no, but we have to call Krishna. Therefore, I will take it as my solemn duty. I will call Krishna, and if he doesn't come, then I will take my chakra and cut off all of their heads, all of these offenders. But that is not what we are supposed to do in Kali Yuga. And therefore the Lord must come. So Advaita sat down and began to meditate. How can I attract the Lord to come? Generally, he's not coming in this age. No. What can I do? And then he remembered one verse. Tulasi dalamatre na chalasya tuluchaina cha vikriniti atma prasa atmanam bhaktebhyo bhaktavatsalaha. That when someone offers tulsi leaves and water to the Lord, the Lord sells himself to that devotee. He becomes obliged to that devotee. So he in loud voice, he began to call Krishna while offering tulsi leaves and Ganga water into the Ganga. And Krishna heard his plea. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, this is the main reason. This is the main reason why the Lord came. Because of Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya was the first one to understand that Krishna was coming in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He understood before. When Sachi Devi was pregnant with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, many months were passing beyond the normal 10 months by the lunar calculation, 10 months. And so she was very big. And she was speaking to Jagannath Mishra, I'm having dreams about demigods. They weren't dreams. The demigods were coming and they were worshiping Mahaprabhu in her womb. Actually, he was within the heart, but he appeared to be within the womb. So one day Advaita came to Jagannath Mishra's house. Jagannath Mishra greeted him, but he walked right by. You usually greet each other. And then he stood before Sachi Devi and he started offering prayers. So Jagannath Mishra, what's he doing? No. And then he took out sandalwood paste and he put it on her abdomen. And Jagannath Mishra, no, he's my superior. I cannot doubt what he's doing. But why is he doing this? And then he began to circumambulate Sachi Devi. And then he bowed down and offered obeisances. And he started to go out. And Jagannath Mishra said, what are you doing? He said, soon you will know. No, soon you will know. Otherwise, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would be born very soon. So he was the first one to realize. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of course, he appeared. And everyone was blissful. When they saw his transcendental form, no one could believe it. And he came at such an apparently inauspicious time during the eclipse. During the eclipse, actually it's explained that the reason there was an eclipse was that the moon it wasn't a normal eclipse. The moon was thinking that Mahaprabhu will appear, Gaurachandra. So Gaurachandra is there. What is the use of my meager little tiny light? Therefore, let all the beauty of Gaurachandra be seen. And therefore everyone, by that eclipse, everyone went to the Ganga. And all of a sudden, everyone began to chant the holy name. And even the Pashandis and the Muslims, and they were seeing all the devotees chanting, and they, Hare Krishna, no? They also started, and he couldn't stop. Even they couldn't stop. They couldn't understand why I can't stop. No. And everyone was chanting and chanting. And Advaita Acharya was in total ecstasy and Srivas. Advaita was jumping up and down. He knew that this was the appearance of the Lord. Although he didn't know exactly how, but he knew that this was happening. Only the Lord could create such a situation. And the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. Jagannath Mishra, Shachi Devi were so happy to see this transcendental birth of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I wanted to go a little fast forward because Advaita Acharya was the cause, the main cause of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu coming. Of course, he came to deliver the holy name, as he says here in this verse that we put up on the board. He came for that purpose, to actually enter Da Hridaya Kandare Spuritu Vachi Sachana Sachi. That he appeared to enter into the hearts of the living entities through the agency of the holy name. He empowered the holy name. Previously the holy name was there, but no one chanted it because there were other activities in previous ages. In Satya Yuga, people thought, I have to do 50,000 years of austerities. No time for this chanting. What will it do for me? And in other yugas, there was yagya, there was archana. So people would chant, but that was not the main activity. And because it was not the main activity, although the holy name is always full of potency, as we chant in our Shikshastikam, that Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis. All Shaktis are there. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the holy name a special position that all the Shaktis would be manifest simply by chanting. No austerities required, nothing else required. So Advaita Acharya, he was so blissful. He was the first one to be summoned when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to reveal himself. He was summoned. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Ramai, you go and find Advaita Acharya and tell him that that person who he called for has come. And so Ramai went and he said it, and Advaita said, what did you say? He went into such ecstasy. He said that the person who you called has come. And then he said in ecstasy, he said, what did you come here for? I came to tell you that the person you called has come and he wants you to come and see him. And he said, what was that again? He said, the person that you called. No. Oh, okay. Well, how do I know? There's no scriptural evidence that he appears in Kali Yuga. Where is the evidence? Show me the evidence. He said, let's see if he's really that person. I will go to the house of Nandanacharya. Everybody goes to the house of Nandanacharya when there's some arriving. And so, if he let's see if he knows who I am. So Ramai returned to the Lord. He said, you just tell him that I told him, but I want to see who he is. And then Ramai came before the Lord. But even before he could say anything, he said, so Advaita wants to test me. No, he wants to see. So you can go to the house of Nandanacharya and tell him to come here immediately. So when Ramai went and told him that, he said, you were in the house of Nandanacharya. Yes, he is my Lord. And he brought his wife, all of his paraphernalia, and they came and they worshipped Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed himself to Shiva. And then he revealed himself to Murari Gupta in the form of Varahadev. And then, he began his pastimes in the house of Shivas. And every day there was wonderful kirtans, and the kirtans increased more and more and more and more. But Advaita Acharya, he would be in those kirtans and he would be in transcendental bliss. And then but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would always consider him to be a superior. He didn't like this. He wanted, even Lord Balaram considers he considers Krishna to be his Lord, and he's the servant. So Advaita is thinking, Balaram thinks this way, I am inferior to Balaram. No, I'm just a Purusha avatar, an expansion of a Purusha avatar. So why is he treating me like this? So one day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing, and he went into ecstasy, and he fainted. And this happened several times. And Advaita would go and touch his lotus feet. But on this occasion, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fainted for a long time. And Advaita went and grabbed his lotus feet. And then he was crying in ecstasy. And with his tears, he washed his lotus feet. And then he took his hair and he scrubbed his lotus feet with his hair. And then he put his lotus feet on his heart. And then when he just finished, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu woke up and he said, I don't feel any more ecstasy. I think some thief has come and stolen my bhakti. Is there a thief here? Did someone touch my lotus feet? Everybody thought, what do we do? If we say that Advaita did it, he will be very angry with us. We don't want his anger. No. If we don't say anything, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be angry with us. What to do? And then Advaita said, he saw the dilemma of the devotees. I am the thief. I stole the nectar of your lotus feet. Because otherwise, how will I get it? You always consider me your superior. Therefore, I did it. Please forgive me. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no. Now I understand this thief. You punish everyone in the three worlds. Because you are the ultimate destroyer, referring to him as Sadashiva. You destroy everything. You destroy the three worlds. You destroy all the kings. You destroy everyone. But you will not annihilate me. No. You allow me to live. I came here as a cowherd boy. I came here as a resident of Vrindavan to get some bhakti. But through this kirtan, I wanted some bhakti. But you, who destroy everyone, you had to steal from me. You did not give me this chance. I am a simple householder. And I have come here, and you have stolen from me. And then, but Advaita said, no, you are not a householder. You are the Lord of the three worlds. I know this very clearly. You're the Lord of the three worlds. And therefore, Don't give me this householder excuse. No. You are the controller of everyone. And yet you want to put me in a superior position. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, I have come and you are denying me the privilege of devotional service. No. Therefore, why are you doing this? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and he grabbed Advaita and they began to wrestle. No. But then he put Advaita down and he grabbed him. Advaita, although he's very powerful, he manifests the three worlds, but he could not fight off the power of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his lotus feet, put them on his head, and put Advaita's lotus feet on his chest. And he said, now I am feeling devotion, getting that devotion from you. No. And then they had a big kirtan. No. But Advaita always was thinking, how am I going to put the Lord in his place as my superior? So one day, the Lord was wandering through the town of Navadvip, and he saw so many pashandis, so many ignorant people, so many faithless people. And he came to the kirtan, and he started the kirtan, he said, seeing all these atheists and people who have no appreciation for love of God, I cannot chant, I cannot dance. My mind is contaminated by seeing these people. Advaita said, no, that's not the reason. The reason is you deny me and Srivas. Any oil miller, any gardener, any the most ignorant person, you're giving them your mercy. But for me and for Srivas, no. You treat us as your superior. And therefore I say, this is why you cannot feel ecstasy. Like Lord Chaitanya, he didn't say anything. Advaita thought he will joke. We have this rasa, now he'll joke with me. Lord Chaitanya was very serious. I have no love for Krishna. I have no love for Krishna. And he ran to the door and he went out the door running. And Nityananda and Haridas went running behind him. He jumped into the Ganga. And Nityananda jumped in and grabbed Lord Chaitanya by the hair and Haridas by his lotus feet, and they pulled him out. And he said, why have you pulled me out? I want to give up this body. I have no love for Krishna. What is the use of living in this body? Why did you pull my hair? And he said, because you wanted to leave. You wanted to drown yourself. And he said, yes, because I have no love for Krishna. And then Nityananda said, my dear Lord, you are the source of all love. You are Krishna himself. Everything is coming from you. And Haridas and Nityananda, they said, please, my Lord, give up this idea. Lord Chaitanya said, both of you, you don't tell anyone that you saw me. You go back and you tell everyone he's gone. And he went to the house of Nandanacharya. Here we go again, Nandanacharya. Nandanacharya, he came into his house and sat down on the throne of Vishnu. Nandanacharya, he said, usually he comes in the mood of a devotee, but this is wonderful. He worshipped him. He offered betel nut, he offered pan, and Lord Chaitanya accepted everything. And then all night long they spoke about Krishna Lila. And then when dawn came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it was like in one moment, he saw the light coming in the sky, and he said, Nandan, please go and call Srivas. So Srivas came. He said, what happened to Advaita? Srivas said, oh my Lord, yesterday he fasted all day long. He would have given up his body except that it wasn't time. Otherwise he would have left his body. He is completely devastated. Lord, please do something. We are fearful that he will leave us. So Lord Chaitanya said, come. They went to the house of Advaita. He saw Advaita sitting like this, practically lifeless. And Lord Chaitanya said, Advaita, it is I, Vishwambar. I have come. Please give up your sadness. And Advaita said, how can I give it up? I am an offender. Then Lord Chaitanya came closer. And he said, let me give you an example. Sometimes the guards bring the royal administrator before the king. And the administrator tells the king, give me some money. And he pays the guards. But if the administrator does something wrong, like taking the money for himself, then the king sends the guards to arrest him. So he said, dear Advaita, don't be distraught because I punished you. Because if I favor you or I punish you, there is no difference. Just give up your lamentation and come and let us chant the holy name. So Advaita said, so you're accepting that you're my Lord? You just said it. No. You said you're punishing me. You're accepting. And so Lord Chaitanya smiled. They began to dance and chant. But then, again, he said, Advaita is my superior. Advaita. So Advaita was thinking, what can I do? How can I stop this? And he said, there's only one way. Because Lord Chaitanya will always be more powerful than me. But there's only one way. I will begin to teach Yoga Vashishta. I will teach that Gyan is greater than Bhakti. And he assembled his students. He had many like Mayavad students and he was teaching them Bhakti. But this time, he said to everyone, Gyan is more powerful than Bhakti. Gyan is like the eyes and Bhakti is like the mirror. No? Without the eyes, the mirror is useless. And this Krishna, he breaks his promise all the time. He told Arjuna he wouldn't fight. He did so. No. He told the gopis he would come back. He never came back. So, who can trust? But if you follow the Vedas, if you follow the process of Gyan, you will never be disappointed. So he was teaching like this. Oh. When Lord Chaitanya, he was wandering through Navadvip, and he heard this, he was wandering with Nityananda Prabhu. He heard Advaita's teaching Vashishta, and he's teaching that Gyan is the greatest achievement. He said, Nityananda, let us go and deal with this Advaita. And they went running. On the way, Lord Chaitanya saw one house. And he asked Nityananda, who lives here? Oh, one sannyasi lives here. Let's go get his darshan. No. Of course, Nityananda knew who it was. So the sannyasi came out, and Lord Chaitanya said, please, Swamiji, give me the blessing, your blessing. He said, yes, I bless you with unlimited wealth, a beautiful wife, and all material happiness. Mahaprabhu said, my dear Swamiji, this sounds like a curse. No. I thought you would tell me, you would bless me with the devotional service of Krishna, birth after birth. And he said, without enjoying wealth and beautiful women and enjoying life, how can you be happy? He said, no, we will be happy by serving Krishna. He said, just see, now it has come true. In Kali Yuga, the impudent son of a Brahmin will try to instruct the sannyasi. No. He said, all right, let's go into my house. No. And in the house, he had a beautiful companion. No. Not your normal sannyasi. No. Maybe normal sannyasi for that time. So then they brought some fruits, and Chaitanya Nityananda said, thank you very much, we must go, we have a mission. He said, well, first, let us taste some bliss. No, I have some liquid bliss. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Nityananda, what is he talking about? Nityananda said, I think he's talking about wine. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, we must go now. And they ran out of the house and jumped in the Ganga. And Vrindavan Das Thakur, he says, even this most fallen sannyasi got the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everyone will get that mercy except the Mayavadis. But even the Mayavadis got it by the mercy of the devotees. So that was later on. So then Chaitanya, they swam in the Ganga all the way to Shantipur. They came to Advaita's house. Advaita, within his heart, he could feel that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming. He was preparing himself. Therefore, he intensified his teachings. And then Mahaprabhu arrived, pounded on the door. They opened the door. And he ran up to Advaita. And he grabbed him. And he threw him on the ground. And he beat him. And Sita was saying, he's an old man. Be merciful to him. If he leaves his body, you're the one that will be to blame. And she said, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so angry. And he said, I was sleeping very peacefully on the ocean of milk. And you started calling. You said that there is no bhakti. So I came to deliver this bhakti and now you are denying me. And he slapped him some more, and Advaita was in bliss. So then finally Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lifted him up and he said, now you admit I am your subordinate. Thank you very much. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and he embraced him, and they began to glorify one another and they began to dance. So Advaitacharya called him, but then by that very call, he used that same call to attract Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in this way, Advaitacharya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had so many pastimes. And every devotee had so many pastimes. I just want to mention one very quickly, and then we'll have some time for questions or comments. So, one pastime at the very end of his Mahapraharana Lila, 21 hours of revealing himself, Shiva said, my Lord, there's one more devotee, just to show how anxious we should be to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One more devotee, he has not had your darshan. Who? Mukunda. Oh, no. Mukunda, no darshan. My Lord, every time Mukunda sings, you go into ecstasy. We all love Mukunda. He loves you so much, he's always dedicated to your service. No. He said, Shiva's, why? My Lord, I don't understand. No. You tell him that he cannot come. So Shiva very reluctantly went to Mukunda and said that. Mukunda thought, oh, what is the use of living? Then Shiva came back and he said, my dear Lord, if you don't give him your mercy, I think he will commit suicide. And then Lord Chaitanya said, no, this Mukunda, he has one hand on my feet and the other hand on my neck. No. Sometimes he's associating with the devotees, and other times he's associating with the Mayavadis. He goes very around. He's too liberal. No, I will not see him. And Shiva said, Mukunda was just listening, some hope. Shiva said, my Lord, you cannot be. You must give your mercy to him. Lord Chaitanya thought, okay, you can tell him that after a few million births, I will give him my mercy. So Shiva thought, a little harsh, But he went and he said, the Lord will see you after a few million births. Mukunda went into ecstasy. I only have to wait a few million births and I will get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. He began to dance and chant in ecstasy. So what can we understand from this? Sometimes we think, I want bhakti, I want instant bhakti. I want allopathic bhakti, pill form. No, Just bhakti. No. I want to chant the holy name and chant without offenses after 1 year or 5 years. No, not so easy. Just see, we can learn from Mukunda. However long it takes, Srila Prabhupada said this is a gradual process. No. Gradual process means, why did Prabhupada say that? So that we will cultivate our devotional service systematically according to the instructions of Mahaprabhu, according to the sentiments of Shikshastikam. We will have humility, we will have tolerance, we will have manina, we will not look for any respect, and then it will be possible to be manadena, to give respect to. As soon as you want some respect, you cannot respect others. You will be envious of others. No. But so, and all these things must come systematically. We have to hear Bhagavad-gita, then we hear first canto, second canto, all the cantos, we come to the 9th canto. Of course, in the meantime, we can hear Krishna book. No. Then we read the 10th canto. Then we understand the philosophical basis of the 10th canto and the 11th canto. And then we hear the 10th canto, the conclusion. Oh. So, the 12th canto. So, and then we can hear Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then we can study Nectar of Devotion. All these things must be done systematically. And then devotional service will manifest in our hearts. So this is the gift of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Generally, by Vedic standards, nowadays, Western standard has become popular. Someone has a birthday and you give them gifts. But the Vedic standard is, on the birthday, the person who has the birthday, they give gifts. And the greatest gift was given on the birthday of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he appeared, he gave Krishna Prema Pradayate. He gave Krishna Prema to the whole world, to the whole universe. And all of our acharyas and Srila Prabhupada and all of Srila Prabhupada's sincere followers, they are the instruments so that this Krishna Prema can flow and flood the whole universe. One time Srila Prabhupada said that devotees, he said, so are you distributing my books? And one devotee said, we've been distributing here, but everybody has your books. Prabhupada said, no, more people will be born, you must distribute. And one devotee asked, but Srila Prabhupada, what happens when in every home, everywhere they have your books? How can we distribute more books? Prabhupada said, we will go to another planet. No. No. We will not be satisfied until the whole universe has Krishna consciousness. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Shri Gaura Purnima ki, Itai Gaur Premanandi. Hare Krishna. So any question, any comment? Yeah. Hare Krishna. Oh, I saw him first. Anyway, microphone's going there. What can I do?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the wonderful lecture and taking to the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. We hear the definition of Parasar Muni of who is Bhagwan, the one who has 6 opulences. I'm finding difficult to understand in which pastime of Mahaprabhu depicts full of strength and full of wealth. Parasar Muni gives the definition of Bhagwan, that one who has 6 opulences in full. And Mahaprabhu is hidden avatar of Krishna. So which pastime of Mahaprabhu depicts full strength and full wealth?
Yes, sometimes he exhibits full strength, sometimes he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But most of the time he wants to act as a devotee. And therefore, Prahlad Maharaj said that this is the Chana avatar. He said, you are known as Tri-Yuga because in Kali Yuga you come as the Chana avatar. You are hidden. So therefore, especially, Prahlad Maharaj said that in this particular time, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would appear. So, but he exhibits everything to his devotees because the devotees can never be fooled. Even when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in his pastime of Nimai Pandit, and the devotees were uh, they could see he is special. Just like the residents of Vrindavan can see that Krishna is the greatest and the most wonderful. It doesn't matter if he's God. They could see he must be, but he's not even a devotee. The devotees were thinking, he's not even a devotee. They would gather together on 2 occasions. They came together with Nimai Pandit. They said, we pray to Krishna that you will become his devotee. And then Mahaprabhu said, yes, someday I will become a devotee of Krishna by your grace. He was teaching us that you cannot become a devotee without the association of the devotee. Then again, just before he went to Gaya, he said, please, please become a devotee. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yes, by your blessings I will become a devotee. And then he saw Mukunda. And he had a servant named Govinda, not the Govinda at the end in Jagannath Puri, another Govinda. He said, Govinda, he is running away from me because he thinks I am Nimai Pandit. Soon I will manifest my pastimes as Vishwambar, and I will be the greatest devotee. So sometimes he exhibited himself as the greatest devotee. Sometimes he would go and take the dust from the lotus feet of the devotees. Sometimes he would wash the clothes of the devotees. And sometimes he would sit on the throne of Vishnu. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada said it is very difficult to understand Radha and Krishna. But when they combine together as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is even more difficult to understand. So how can we understand his potency? This is all Leela. This is Leela. Manifesting his potency, not manifesting his potency. Showing sometimes himself as the Lord, as the devotee. Being chastised, sometimes by his devotees, chastising and punishing Advaita Acharya. All this is showing actually one very important verse from Bhagavatam, Tattenu kambam susimikshimana bhunjana eva kritam vipakam. That it says, Lord Brahma says, that one must patiently await for the mercy of Krishna in whatever form it comes. And how can we do that? We understand Atma Krita, that whatever is happening to me is because of something that I did. But Lord Chaitanya will package that in the form of his mercy. But sometimes if I did the wrong things, he will give me some punishment. And if I did everything right, he will give me punishment. So one can ask, why did Prabhupada have to suffer? Why did Bhaktivinoda Thakur have to suffer? Why did Advaita Acharya have to suffer? Because the Lord is showing us through his devotees that even if the Lord gives you suffering, you accept it as an opportunity to become stronger in devotional service. And that's how we can understand everything that the Lord is doing. It is only to give mercy to the devotees. Even Maya, when she punishes the world, war, pestilence, plague, it is so the people will wake up, but they never wake up. They never wake up. Kotra nida chao Maya, pisa chira kole. Therefore Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, we're sleeping in the lap of the witch of Maya. We're sleeping in her lap. Because just like Maya, I always say Maya is the best businesswoman. Better than any businessman. Because she gives you something and then takes it back. And then we come for more. Now any businessman would say, this is great. They give me something. I take everything away from them. And then they come back for more so I can take away more. This is wonderful. But Maya does this again and again, and we keep coming back. Only when we get the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will we stop coming to Maya. And Maya will actually, at that moment, she will become our servant. And even liberation, Mukti Devi, she will become our servant. Hare Krishna. So I think just one more question. We're already over time.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj. Initially, in the beginning of the class, you mentioned Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is known in three phases. Three: Nimai Pandit, Vishwambar, and Gaurahari. Can you just throw some light on this? Nimai Pandit, Vishwambar, and Gaurahari. How it differentiates the pastimes, or what is the specifications?
Because as Vishwambar, he is inundating the world with the holy name. Nimai Pandit, he was showing pride. So why did he do this? He was showing, as long as one is attached to knowledge or external things, then one will be proud. And when one is proud, one cannot be a devotee. And therefore, he considered that I am not a devotee. But when the devotees gave him blessings and he went and got initiated, then he came back as Vishwambar. Now, my Guru Maharaj is giving me this mission of giving the holy name. No. And now, I must do that. No. And then, in the same way, when we get initiated into the movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's what we must do. He came and he gave that example, that I will teach everyone by my example how to be a devotee. So we have to teach everyone how to be a devotee. And how do we do that? We say, please take this holy name. Please take this devotional service. No. That is our begging. When we beg, we don't beg that you give me something. We beg, you please take what I'm giving you.
Gaurahari? Gaurahari?
And Gaurahari, that means when he is relishing his internal purpose. No. He's relishing his internal purpose of experiencing the love of Radha Krishna Pranaya, Mahima, Vikrido. When he's experiencing the greatness of Srimati Radharani. And then when he's experiencing that Swadayana Bhuta Mahima, Mahamanina, that when I can taste the sweetness of Krishna, and then Sokyam Tasma Tad Anubhavata, and then when I can experience the happiness of tasting that sweetness. These are the three reasons that Gora, he goes to Jagannath Puri to taste that.
Thank you, Maharaj. There is another question, Maharaj. Why?
But wait, somebody here has another question. Because everybody's hungry. Okay, tomorrow they have to fast, so you have to fill up the tank today.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for very nicely establishing the supremacy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the purpose of his appearance. Maharaj, we understand that without the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we cannot practice devotional service to Krishna. So, at our beginning of Krishna consciousness, practice of devotional service, what activities we should emphasize which attract the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
What is Vishnu's perspective?
What activities or services we emphasize or do more or which attracts the mercy of Sri Chaitanya?
Whatever the spiritual master instructs us. Coming from Mahaprabhu, coming through Parampara, coming through Srila Prabhupada. And anyone who represents Srila Prabhupada, that person we should listen to. It can be Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, mother, father. If they're speaking what Srila Prabhupada said, and to be sure, we read Prabhupada's books. Prabhupada said that we should test the spiritual master. How do we test the spiritual master? We read Prabhupada's books. If the person who I want to get initiated from is speaking what I'm reading in Prabhupada's books, then they're bona fide. Of course, I should also see that they're engaged in devotional service, not sleeping until 10 in the morning. That they're getting up early and serving Krishna. This is how we examine the Guru. But then Prabhupada said, you examine the Guru until you get initiated. He said, then you can examine. After that, he said, you use your intelligence to examine. After you get initiated, you use your intelligence to follow. No more examining. You examine first, then you follow. So It's a little late. We'll stop here. Thank you all very much. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Shri Gaur Purnima ki, Shri Mahaprabhu Avirbhava Mahotsava ki, Hitai Gaur Premanandi, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.